Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Shifty Perspective, episode 10. Today we have cannabis and hemp expert, activist, CEO, involved in many different things in the hemp and the cannabis industry. Her name is Hana Gabrielová, and she is here now from the Czech Republic, speaking to us live. How are you doing?
Hello, thank you for inviting me to the show. Yeah, I'm doing well. I just been working all day, many meetings, so it's enough to talk today. But looking forward to
What
share.
kind of things do you do on a daily basis when you have to work? Because you've got a lot of projects going on, right? What is a normal
Today
day?
I've been meeting the manager of the Czech Hemp, which is the Czech Hemp cluster.
Okay.
Where it's project to put together the Czech hemp companies to lobby for better regulation and get organized with hemp industry in Czech Republic.
So how is the hemp industry in the Czech Republic?
Well, it's not big. I've been regarding the fields, which is sowing every year it's around 500 hectares, which is nothing really big compared to France, which is 17,000 hectares. So
Wow.
we are still a little small, but we are also not a big country. So and here it's many companies which does CBD, of course, and we have one textile company. We do have some building companies in Czech Republic.
Is this making hempcrete and hemp bricks?
Exactly. Yeah, correct. And also the hemp insulation.
Okay.
And we have a few cosmetic companies, and big ones, and food companies as well. So we kind of have everything from a little bit from everything, but let's say it's nothing really huge scale yet. Yeah. To make the impact on a positive change of environment, what we could probably like to see. Yeah.
Is this something you're working on? Are you involved with all of these different companies, or what's your kind of main involvement?
Well, I'm the president of this cluster, so I'm mainly talking about these companies or our cluster on the political level. So when we're doing talks in the parliament or helping to change the regulation or preparing the regulation changes. I also talk on the United Nations, where we trying to deschedule cannabis or help to explain the reason why the cannabis has to be descheduled, because the WHO, the World Health Organization, bring the recommendation for the scheduling to the Commission of Narcotic Drugs. So we trying to help explain what these recommendations are about, and that the delegates from the different countries have to agree on that and vote for it.
So when you speak to the UN, is their standpoint still that cannabis has no medical value, or are they starting to accept that there are benefits from it? And is this the kind of thing that you're trying to explain to them, or?
Yeah, exactly. Because the WHO recommendation are exactly about that, which WHO in their critical review document, evaluated the actual use of cannabis as a medicine. So they find out that it should be medicine, should be accessed as a medicine, and so this is why they recommended Commission of Narcotic Drugs under the CND, under the United Nations, to deschedule it from the Schedule 1, which are the substances without medical value, because the WHO in their critical review find out that has medical value, so it should be not in the Schedule 1. So basically all the recommendation about descheduling cannabis is that cannabis should be valued as a medicine, not as a non-medicine substance.
Yeah. So how long do you think that will be before this actually happens? Have you guys got any idea about, is this something in the next decade, or are we talking like we're very close to having?
No. It been working on the decades, but now it's really like on the table in the Commission for Narcotic Drugs, and we should vote about that in December meeting.
Okay.
So yeah, they already like postponed it like quite a few times. So now they have to vote about that, because the recommendation from WHO means like some kind of like scientific evaluations.
Yeah.
So the Commission
So
of
they have to
Narcotic
listen to
Drugs
it.
cannot like ignore that. If they
Yeah.
ignoring like scientific evaluation from WHO, it's kind of like the WHO is also the body of the United Nations, so they kind of like under one umbrella, so they kind of like have to
Okay.
give a little bit of respect, I hope.
Yeah.
Of course they can like play this game and postponing it like I don't know like how many times still, but yeah, we all like hope that like the pressure on the like the medical cannabis access will be not only from the WHO, of course, who would like to get accepted by their recommendation, but also from the like member states and delegates who represent the member states where the medical cannabis it's already used as a medicine. So these states have to vote for acceptance of the recommendation to value cannabis as a medicine, of course.
Okay. So as well as doing the kind of political side of things, you're actually involved in growing hemp as well, and organic hemp. Is that right?
Yeah. I like my company Hemp Point does like cultivation of the organic hemp in the cooperation with one big farm in Czech Republic.
Yep.
We harvest hemp for flowers by hands to just like keep the quality as best as possible. And we also distributed the hemp seeds to the farmers. So we do a lot of consulting to the people who just like starting to grow hemp, they never grow it. So we helping them to understand how much seeds they have to put a hectare, or like which variety they have to choose like for their like cultivation.
Do you find that more farmers are starting to get involved and starting to look to growing hemp as an alternative crop?
Yeah. It's like every year more and more.
Okay. How did you get into all of this?
Well, I started when I've been like at the university. I did a thesis about like industrial hemp, and like I finished my graduation in agronomic like faculty in 1999. So since then I'm involved in hemp. I've been like working for some NGO, which is like educating people in Czech Republic about like use of industrial hemp.
Yeah.
In 2010, I started my company Hemp Point. And yeah, since that I'm like involved in many projects, kind of like educating people about industrial hemp. Now my last project called like Hemp the Climate. So we're trying to create a carbon offset program for the hemp farmers that they can like evaluate their crop not only based on like material which the field's going to produce, but also on the like amount of the sequestrated carbon what the field's going to kind of like.
So could you explain that a bit more? So is this mainly saying that the use of hemp is making it so it's better for the environment rather than traditional agricultural crops, or what could you elaborate?
Like the people knows that the industrial hemp can be like used for like different like uses.
So many things, right?
Building. Yeah. The people knows that. Yeah. But like the problem what we're facing around the globe, it's the climate change issues. So like only thing how we can like solve it, it's like to like kind of like sequestrate the carbon like from the atmosphere in some like products. Like the best way it's to do it by the photosynthesis, so which like kind of like take the CO2 and create the oxygen. The easiest things. So all
we
the plants
can do that
do
ourselves, or you mean with
well,
the plants?
no, not humans, but like the plants. It's like
but I mean, is that
the
us?
plants? If we start to grow like more plants or more like forests, like then we can like sequestrate the carbon.
Yeah.
The problem is that the trees does not grow so fast like the hemp can grow. So by like growing hemp, we can sequestrate much more CO2 than by like growing the forest, especially like in the like first years. So so we created this project called Hemp the Climate to create the program where we will be able to evaluate like how much CO2 can be sequestrated by growing hemp, so that the farmers who grow hemp can evaluate how much CO2 was sequestrated by their field, and they can sell it to the companies which have to do this carbon credits
Really?
trade.
Is that how that works? You can sell your carbon credit. I had no idea of that. So when a company is like, we're carbon neutral, is that because they've bought carbon credits?
Well, like sometimes they bought it, sometimes they just kind of like balance it in their operation. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, I did not realize that at all. I thought it meant the company had to reduce their own net emissions completely. I didn't know that.
Well, or they can buy.
Cool. Great. So that works well for the farmers. So the farmers produce they produce a product, and then they can also make money from the byproduct. So
yeah, but like it's not done yet. We need to create like all methodology, and like it's a lot of work need to be done still. Like it's like we are on the early beginning. Yeah, but the people can join our efforts. Like in the climate.com, you can become the member, and help us to do it. And the idea of this project, it's kind of like create a bridge between the climate experts and the hemp experts, because hemp has like a lot of positive impact on the climate, not only by like sequestrating carbon, but also like by replacing the fossil fuel materials, but all the materials what the hemp can like do. And also the big part of the CO2 sequestration, it's like the high quality of the soil, because like soil, like maintained soil can sequestrate a lot of carbon, but the problem is that nowadays the soils are like poisoned by like pesticides, herbicides, and then they losing the humus, the organic matter, and then they can like sequestrate so much like CO2. So we're trying to also like introduce hemp as some kind of like phytoremediation plant, which can like help to like cure the soil and bring the better structure, and like clean it from heavy metals, pesticides, and bring it like regenerate the soil actually. It's kind of like regenerative farming. Yes.
I've read about I think it's in South America, about where there's been deforested rainforest, which normally would never grow back. And then they find that planting hemp in that actually can preserve and regenerate the soil. So they actually think that they can grow back. If they do it as soon as it's chopped down, they can grow back some of the rainforest.
I'm not sure about that, because the forest usually like grows in the tropical regions, and like hemp, it's not like really the plant for tropical regions yet, because
does it not grow everywhere?
It grows everywhere, but like still we have these like international regulation which allow to grow hemp just with low THC, because the high THC hemp, which costs like cannabis or marijuana, it's still illegal regarding this like single convention like maintained by like Commission of Narcotic Drugs. So worldwide we can probably like grow hemp, but usually only the industrial hemp, which is recognized like this like limit on the THC, so low THC cannabis plant, and the hemp, what we call it nowadays, the cannabis plant, it's usually developed well and stabilized as a variety in Europe or in Canada. But like Canadian hemp, you can hardly grow in the tropical region. It's like different like condition. And the European hemp also can grow in the tropical region. And we don't have really low THC varieties for the tropical regions yet. Kind of like breed it, like develop, stabilize.
I see. Yeah.
So it will take some years to do it, we are not there yet. In Colombia or like other countries, they start to breed it, such as like hemp with low THC. But for the tropical region where it's the 12 hour and day night, day.
Yeah.
So because like industrial hemp in Europe, as we know it, it's like photosensitive plant. So when the days start to be shorter, the plants start to flower.
Yeah.
So when we will bring these plants to the regions where it's just like 12 hours a day light,
They then
and will be
instantly.
like instantly start to
Yeah.
flower. So we don't really like have like crop as we want. So this is the maybe for some like people who listen in us like not really clear. So I just like wanted to explain a little bit.
Cool. Yeah. Do you are you involved in breeding strains yourself and genetics?
Well, not really. It's like a lot of like very expert work. I do
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the multiplication of some like European varieties because I sell the seeds for farmers. So sometimes I also do the multiplication of those seeds, like propagation.
Yeah.
But I don't do breeding. Breeding is very special. You have to be really like dedicated to that.
Yeah.
And as
Yeah.
I'm doing so much things, it will be like very hard for me. So maybe when I getting like retired, so I will like
Yeah.
do
As a
such
hobby.
work for fun as a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
But
Cool.
yeah, I travel a lot, and the needs and the plants needs attention, especially when you like breeding them.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah,
So you
maybe
travel
one
a
day.
lot. Is that that's for speaking arrangements then mainly? And
Yeah, for speaking, but I do a lot of projects. Like I'm helping like communities in Nepal, in India, in like Colombia, in Uruguay, Paraguay, like different regions around the world to like help them start the hemp industries there.
cool.
So like take me on the road quite often. Actually, not now, like during this like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
pandemic times, I'm kind of like just like at my farm and like doing projects there, but and like more focused now on the like Czech Republic lobby work or like support of our industry here.
Are
And
you
I
enjoying
do
that now?
I like it. Yeah, I start to like ride the horses and
Oh yeah. Nice.
and
Cool.
doing more gardening at our farm. I like it. I have like more time for like myself and like for my
Yeah.
company and my projects. So I kind of like not really like bored not traveling. I've been like traveling so much that I felt like it's kind of like insane. So I feel
Yes.
like it's like good not being traveling too much.
Mm-hmm. You need a break for sure. It's
So I really appreciate this break, but I'm just like really wondering like when this like pandemic going to finish and we can kind of like start to
yes.
somehow like plan our lives again.
Yeah, I feel the same. I mean, I've noticed in Europe the borders are starting to open. So travel is happening within Europe, but I'm not sure about the rest of the world. I'm pretty sure that South America is. I don't know about Colombia, but I know Brazil is kind of in the throes of things, and it's still actually it's getting worse. So
Mm.
I'm not sure really when international travel will be open.
Nobody
Do,
knows.
no. Do you find do you find your job affects when you travel? Do you have to explain to border people, "Oh, I work in the cannabis industry," and
No, I don't
never
talk
get
about that.
problems?
No, I'm
Okay.
talking that I work for like the like I'm a consultant for the like farmers, like farmer
Okay.
consultant or like
Cool.
agriculture consultant, or sometimes I say like organic farming or like just like my background is farming. I studied farming. I can do like not only like farming hemp, but like another
Okay.
like crops as well. So I don't need to talk like specifically about like
Yeah.
cannabis. Usually when I go to US, they ask this question like,
Hmm.
why you coming for? And yeah, and I don't think like I ever said that like I don't think I ever said like I'm like at like cannabis industry because
Hmm.
I just like, if I don't have to, why I will do that?
It's not worth the hassle that you get from it. Do you think that eventually you will be able to, like, can you see that, I guess with countries like Canada, I mean, they've changed. There's now cannabis itself is, oh, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm
We lost you for a
somebody
sec.
called, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, like in Canada, they've legalized cannabis federally, right? As
Mm-hmm.
to not just for hemp, but to, as you know, as weed, I guess, to get high. Do you see now they've done that? They're one of the G7 nations. Do you think that other countries are going to follow suit?
Hard to say. It's just I don't think like the governments really understand the potential of industrial hemp.
Yeah.
Or like the hemp plant in the general.
Yeah.
So I feel like this like pandemic can really like give the big kind of like attention to the hemp.
Mm-hmm.
I work on the European Commission in the like working group for industrial crops, where we talk about like the potential of like Green Deal economy or Green Deal policy and the circular economy. So those are the topics what I'm really like involved, like Green Deal policy, the circular economy. We are working together with the Czech Republic has own like Institute for the Circular Economy. So we're trying to like launch together some like webinars and like this like explaining the hemp potential in the Green Deal policy.
Yeah.
So I think like this is like really the chance, because the European Union give like I don't think like I don't know like exactly, but maybe around like 300 billion euro for the like investment in the green policy or Green Deal like policy, which is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
But there is nothing clear about like hemp. They don't really mentioning hemp, even like hemp really like fitting in all these like regimes. Yeah. So the transformation from the fossil fuel economy to green economy, it's really like the everyday like topic in the European Parliament. They really want to do it, and like they looking for the solution. They're looking for the tools how to make it. Hemp, it's like clear solution, clear like tool. Just like nobody realized that yet. If you look for their like web page about the Green Deal, there is nothing about hemp. We also like did the book called Cannabis and Sustainable Development, which is like able to be funded online to download it. It's like special book which which explaining the potential of cannabis plant in all these like 17 sustainable development goals, which is like the United Nations campaign, how to kind of like do our work like towards the sustainability till like 2030. Yeah, it should be like achieved. And there is like nothing about industrial hemp at all, or cannabis plant. And like you check like the United Nations like web page about like sustainable development, it's like zero result on the hemp or cannabis. So it's like really like still like even like, so this is why we're doing this like Hemp the Climate campaign, because the people who are like working in the climate, they are like open-minded, but they didn't realize all the potential of hemp yet. Like all the experts who should know about that to be able to implement in their like new strategies, in their like new policies. So I think like this is kind of like my topic, what I'm trying to just like connect these people, like make the bridges between like people like this like solution makers, and
Brilliant.
the like hemp people, like the really like the people who just like working on that solutions to somehow like bridge it up and like make it happen, because like we have solutions, we have like issues and solutions, but like nobody connected yet. So I hope like now is like the right time to do it, and especially now we have like more time to focus on that, because we don't spend like so much time on like the like airports and like
so true. And
we can improve communication through all this
Mm-hmm.
like Zoom and like
Yeah.
internet like tools. Yeah, so we are like very getting more efficient on like sharing and like communicating strategies. So I hope this all can like help also to share all the knowledge about like hemp and its potential, and and communicate it to the right people who need to know about that. Yeah, so
I think,
hope.
I mean, it's inevitable, especially as with the internet, there's been, or sorry, before the internet and before social media, I find that with such misinformation, and people aren't really, all people know about hemp and cannabis in general is what they're told in school. So once the internet's come around and social media has come about, people are learning like the truth and learning the benefits of hemp and all the different uses, and they're seeing these videos of people building houses out of hempcrete and sorry, and then as that happens, that kind of, it trickles up because the normal people find out about it, and then eventually it's inevitable that people in positions of power will find out and understand it.
Yeah, well, it's a question if the people in the power really want to understand. Yeah,
That's very true.
so
I think so.
like
Maybe not.
so it's also like question like who we vote and like what's our responsibility for our vote and giving the power to the right people. Yeah, so
Well, there's still a fear, right, as well. So I think there's still this huge association, even though, like, I might be pro cannabis, smoking cannabis. Even if I'm pro that, I think that I know the difference, that there is a huge difference between, having hemp to make bricks and make rope and make concrete and make fuel with, and all these other clothes and all these other materials, and a difference between that and smoking cannabis. But when you speak to, I guess, when you hear people in positions of power, there's often still that it's still the same, and they don't want to soften up on cannabis that gets you high. So because of that, they also won't soften up on hemp that for other purposes, because they'll see that as weakness in their political opinion. So I think, you have to kind of make sure you target and support the right politicians and vote vote for people that are going to make policy change and are open-minded.
yeah, I really like, I've been on some like conference about the drought, like the topic, no, like drought. It's like big topic in Europe because it was like not raining much, and it was like all like getting like very dry. So it's like low yields of the farmers. It's like the topic how to like maintain the agriculture sector without like enough humidity, and how to keep the landscape that it's like healthy. It can like keep the water, and that the water does not disappear so fast from the landscape. And there was like also like the guy who's like working as like boss of some like globe like NGO for the climate change. He talked about the really like the topic is that like the nowadays the challenge of all the politicians, it's like transit this like old economy based on the fossil fuels
into a new,
to the bioeconomy, on the green, and it's not about the socialism or like capitalism, because both these kind of like politics, or like different like I don't know, like social aspects,
the left and the right,
it's are like fossil fuels, based. Like socialism or capitalism, they don't make like difference like where the source is coming from. It's like not the topic they deal with. So we need to create like new kind of like completely new aspect to like create kind of something like based on the green economy, like create like the natural sources, like value, evaluate the natural sources, like create like the sustainable rules to maintain our sources, you know. So it's like completely like new thinking, and the question is like how these how much time it will take to transit this old mind thinking based on like fossil fuels, like, you know, like we need to eat a lot of meat because like otherwise like we will have like not enough to eat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So all this like that, like we have to put a lot of like chemicals in the soil because we need to have like high yield, otherwise like we die from hunger, you know. It's not true. Like
No, of
we will
course
never
not.
die from hunger, like because like 80% of our like fields are like for feeding animals, and we don't need to eat animals so often like to
Yeah.
just like not die from hunger. Come on. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just like this like screw like thinking, yeah, like of the people who still kind of like afraid to just like leave this paradigm about like 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 the odd thinking, like meat on the plate like need to be like 3 times a day, yeah, instead of like okay, like let's think like how we can like really like live on the like healthy planet and like don't poison our like soil with like the pesticides and herbicides which we like feeding or like putting on something what we later on like eating
Then it
without
goes into us.
no clue what we really eating, like
Yeah.
just like it's and then we kind of like putting like the pills in our mouths because like we are like sick. And why we sick? Because like of course like we eat poison, yeah. Where
Yeah.
the comes the poison from? Like of course like our soil where we put like the so it's all the like cycle, completely
Yeah.
like sick cycle. And I hope like the people will sooner or later realize that everything comes from them, yeah. So everybody can be like part of the change. Like if you want to
Yes.
see the change, like change your mind first, yeah. So it's really like up to everybody. Like if the big change happens, or the big change does not happen in the politician, like in the parliament, it happened in everybody's mind.
Yeah.
And sooner or later, like when the people will be so smart to realize that we make that happen, yeah. So more
Mm-hmm.
people will think about it like on everyday basis and change their everyday rules and everyday kind of like custom made uh, like uh, like acting, yeah. So we will like really like make the impact on our future. But like now we really leading us to the hell, and I hope like we will realize it like soon, that we can really like change it before we really get too far to kind of like not be able to kind of like slow down the speed to big catastrophe, yeah. So
I think it is going to happen. I think there's. I was actually listening to a. I think what's it called? Trustpilot did a seminar, and they were talking about Generation Z, and they said about how right now Generation Z makes up 20% of the population, but that's going to increase because as the older population, the baby boomers die off, um, the younger population grows, and the statistics about the conscious ethical choices of the younger generation was actually really amazing. Like, I didn't realize this. Just seeing if I can find it now. Let's have a look. So I see if I have any of the. I'm just having a look now. I didn't say. I should have looked for this before. If I knew we would have. Here we go. So the statistics about they want more confrontation, less confrontation, and more dialogue, and say that it is necessary to. When you ask most people, millennials and Generation Z, 57% of millennials believe that it's important that we need to change our lifestyles and change the world. And the same, and it's even higher with the youngest generation, whereas with the older generation, it's actually a lot lower. You're talking like 16% of people think that they should, people above the age of 50 think that we need a major change. So inevitably, I think as we get a new generation, I think we really, really will have people changing the world. And I think like conscious buying, thinking about, like I've seen videos of, kids in supermarkets and like the mum goes to pick something up, and the kid's like, no, you can't, don't buy that, you know, it's not biological, or, you know, you don't get that, you need to get this from a sustainable thing. And that's amazing to see children with that.
Yeah, because like they just like children, and they know that like if if the situation is right now like that, and it's like just like we like kind of like stay to do what we're doing, and we still like more and more, we will really like destroy the planet quite fast, and then there is no really like future for our kids.
That's
so
and they're the ones who will deal with it, who live with it, right?
They realize that, and I think like they are right. So maybe like the old politicians, they don't really care because they have like few years left, or but like you know, and they don't really like want to change their thinking. But like for children, you know, if you are like 10 or 15, and you know like that like oceans are like full of waste, and there is like poison in every field, and like the food what you eating, it's like hard to find something which is really healthy. And like if it's healthy, it costs like double. Why it costs double? Like it's like double should cost the poison food, you know. So it's really we need to change like really our thinking about like what's good and what's bad, and like create the taxation on like the bad thing, like because like we don't pay the externalities, like the back impact of like this all like poisoning our planet. So, and in the end, like it's up to the government to solve that like externalities of all the like industries which are like poisoning our planet. But like they have like no enough capital to really like solve that, and so they have to put like taxation on these companies to like, okay, you want a poisoning, okay, but you pay like extra taxes because you're poisoning. And the companies which are taking care, they include in the circular economy, they have to pay like less taxes because it's just like no externalities like what like need to be solved. So they don't cost us extra money. And this is not really like the part of our actual politics economy, this kind of like taxation on like good and bad for the planet. And I think like every human being or every being in this planet has a right for the like healthy living, or healthy like breathing, or healthy like every like living. So I think like these rights goes with like also like care about our environment, because if we don't care it, then it's like this right is like useless. So we have to take care about our environment, because like now everybody just like cares like their health, because like if you're not healthy, you're freaking out like you're going to die, whatever. But it's like bad, no? But like the environment, it's part of our like health. So
well, you can't be healthy with without a good environment, right?
So it's like very like stupid to think like we can like poisoning our environment and still like keep living like great and healthy and like forever, you know. So it's just very I don't know, like very like sure thinking, which is
you're
not
breaking
like
up
we are
here.
like human beings. We call ourselves like we call ourselves like the kind of like the intelligent like beings, but like we don't act like that. So I hope like if we still kind of like we call ourselves like humans, we should like act as humans, you know, and not like the animals do what we're doing in this like conventional farming, for example. It's nothing really human, and we're still doing it, and we're still eating them the way like and producing them the way like we will like call like related to some another like human being like slavery. But to the animals it's all right. Come on. They're like beings who born in this planet, and they should be respected the same way like we respect everything. Yeah. So
Well, I think that I think that the markets kind of like people, everyday people, do have the power through their purchasing consumption. So if you choose to be healthy, and by choosing to be healthy, you choose to buy only, if you eat meat, buy only, meat a few times a week and only organic, you know, free of meat, or you buy only bio vegetables. If you choose to be healthy, then the more people that start to do that, then the more demand there will be for farms of that. And like, I mean, I'm not sure about in the Czech Republic, but I'm in the Netherlands right now, and I know that in the past 2 years alone, the supermarkets have changed. Like when I first came here, there was a small section for bio food, and now, like, you walk around the supermarket and all over the supermarket, like for almost everything, there's a bio alternative for it, and the price is balancing out now. It's becoming the same. So a lot of the bio vegetables are pretty much the same. You pay a few cents more maybe, but it's really great here for that, and everything gets labeled. Like on the shelves, there's little green stickers that show you that this thing in this area is bio, and or this thing is vegan. So I think that the only reason that's happening is because there's a demand for it, and as people open their minds and their eyes and start choosing to make a change with their wallet and their purchase choices, then the companies have, I'm not encouraging, people to. I'm not encouraging Coca-Cola as a brand. I hate them, but for example, I'm sure that if everybody's just started buying bio cola, then it wouldn't be long before Coca-Cola decided to switch and make things bio. So I just think that with our purchasing power, we can really, really have an impact on the markets, which then has an impact on the planet, because
yeah, it's everything is about education. Like without like education, like the public, we can like not really like make the big change. So if you like really like just like educate and share and like what we think like it's right.
Yeah.
So then like we can like really like influence like more people. Hopefully like who are listening, somebody gets like maybe just like think about like what we're talking about, and maybe
I hope so too.
Like it's just like a little seed.
Plant that
in
seed.
his head to like plant, and like maybe in the end of the day will make like big change.
Yes.
So
Small
or like
choices.
the children who listening that, they will like kind of like start to do it at home, and they will influence their like parents. So everybody can do the change. It's like everyday challenge, being like better person. So this is why we're born here, to learn.
Definitely.
and share and trying to be like better person. So when we born again, we will be somehow new learning episode.
Well, it's always paving the way for the next generation, and if we can get better every generation, then I think it's that's the best we can hope for. Is there anything else because we started a bit late today, we're gonna have to wrap it up in a minute. Is there anything else that you want to talk about, or anything you want to give a shout out to? I mean, I can put any links in the once we go.
Well, I just like maybe like want to share like that like Hemp Point does this like harvest, so everybody welcome if you want to like experience like harvesting hemp by your hands.
Nice.
Help us, like we run the August-September handmade harvest. We pay for every kilo you harvest for us.
Oh yeah.
So feel free to join us. And so more information is on the hemppoint.cz, or somebody can like just write us an email. We will share the information.
Brilliant.
And Hemp the Climate, it's like the international project that people can also support and help to make this kind of hemp becoming the bridge between the old and new economy. Hopefully, like sometime soon.
I hope so too. I hope that the whole coronavirus has not slowed things down too much, and I hope that you can really continue to shape the policy and get on that platform and change the world really.
Yeah. So thank you very much for your giving me chance to speak about that topic. It's always great to share and like
Amazing.
get more people
Yep.
know about that, what can be done, and hopefully somebody gets inspired and going to join our mission, and all together we can like somehow soon make it happen. And yeah, just
That's
like see
amazing.
more fields around of him. Yeah, how
I
was
hope
it
so
like
too.
100 years ago? No problem. Just
Yeah,
like don't
definitely.
discovering like anything new, just like we're going back to the roots again.
Nice.
Hopefully.
Back to the roots. I love that. Great. Thank you so
All
much for your
right.
time.
Thank you. And sorry being late for today.
That's okay. Thank you. Cheers. Speak to you soon.
Speak soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in, and apologies for being late at the start of the podcast. That was Hana Gabrielová, and she is very, very passionate about hemp, as you can tell, which was pretty inspirational to see her dedicating her whole life towards cannabis and hemp and changing the world. If you like this podcast, please hit the like button or the thumbs up, as they call it on YouTube, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you liked it on any of the other channels and you're listening, then please give us a rating on iTunes or subscribe, and make sure you share this. We're on Instagram and all social media, trying to grow every single week, Shifty Perspective. So I really hope that you enjoy this. We've got our live guests starting soon as the lockdown restrictions end. So we will have people in the studio talking, drinking, eating, not eating because that will, fuck up with the microphones. But yeah, we'll have people doing this live, and I can't wait to do more episodes. Thank you so much. Cheers, guys.